All right, guys. Big news just happened. I guess just didn't happen. I'm making this video right now, a day after it happened. Too much stuff during Thanksgiving, but I'm gonna go over quickly what happened on this joyous Thanksgiving that Dana White put his presence on during Paramount Plus halftime show, right? So I'm gonna be talking about what's gonna be happening on UFC 324. I was expecting big things, right? I was like, Ilya Taporia's fighting versus Paddy Pimblett. I said the co-main event's gonna be Alex Volkanovski versus Little Murphy, and I said the third fight should be Venom Page versus Paulo Costa. And then I said Gene Silva should be fighting against Aaron Pico because that'll be a hell of a fight. And for the main card opener, I thought Gaethje versus Benoit Saint Denis would be a great fight. So I had three fighters correct of who was fighting, but I got every single fight wrong. Okay, because I'm a moron, and I sometimes just get things wrong. And people are hating this card. People are hating this card, and you have to understand it's justified, right? It's justified. It's Justin Gaethjeified, right? It's justified why we hate this card. Justin Gaethje does not deserve a title fight. I mean, I just saw this guy get brutally knocked out 2 fights ago, right? He got schooled on the feet by Max Holloway. Ahem. If we're doing an interim belt, why is Max Holloway not fighting for it? He beat Justin Gaethje. He didn't beat Justin. Sorry, he didn't beat him. He smoked Justin Gaethje, right? He dominated Justin Gaethje. He beat Dustin Poirier, who's just coming off another title shot versus Islam Makhachev. Max Holloway should be the number one contender, right? And then the second person that should be there, or actually the first person that should be there, is Arman Tsarukyan. If you want to do an interim title fight, because Ilya Taporia is going through a messy divorce right now, and a lot of stuff is happening with him, and he can't fight, so he vacated the title or whatever. He didn't vacate the title, actually. I don't know why he keeps saying he vacated it. They're making an interim title that he's still the champion, but this is a number one contender spot, and you know who's off to not be fighting Ilya Taporia by the end of the year is Arman Tsarukyan. Arman Tsarukyan is not going to be fighting Ilya Taporia at all this year. So you have to wait another year for Arman Tsarukyan to fight if he just wants to hold his spot as a true number one contender after this interim title fight. That's such horseshit. That's fucking terrible. How are we going to have Paddy Pimblett? Okay, I agree giving Paddy Pimblett the shot. Why not? Why not? I thought if it was against Ilya Taporia, that makes sense. Why Paddy Pimblett makes sense. I know that the fighters he's beaten are awful, right? Michael Chandler's on a huge losing streak. Tony Ferguson on a losing streak. Jared Gordon, he barely scathed by, right? He's had some not so great looks, right? Jordan Levitt, like all these fighters that he's been fighting, Bobby Green hasn't been doing well after they fought. Maybe it's a Paddy Pimblett curse, but again, he deserves it if it's against Ilya Taporia because it makes sense. Because Justin Gaethje does not deserve a title shot. I don't understand why people believe that. Why Ali Abdelaziz just gets his way. He's already going to get his way with Kamaru Usman because everybody knows Kamaru Usman and Islam's about to fight each other. Why is Justin Gaethje, who doesn't deserve it because he's giving the UFC an ultimatum of retirement, why does he get a title shot? It makes no sense to me. He just lost to Max Holloway. He beats Fiziev when Fiziev's on a short notice, 2-week notice fight and beats Fiziev. Come on. Is that really what's going to happen with Justin Gaethje? That's what we want. We want Justin Gaethje to get another title shot. Why? Because he's fun to watch. He brings violence. That's terrible. It's horseshit. Honestly, like where is the sport? Where has the sport gone? It's not the gimmick fight championship, right? It's not GFC. It's UFC, where you want to see the best fighters fight each other for world titles. And right now, the two best guys in that division, if you're not going to do that grudge match between Paddy Pimblett with Ilya Taporia because there's a lot of history with them, you have to do Max Holloway versus Arman Tsarukyan. Those are the two best lightweights in the division right now. I know Max Holloway's on this little side quest right now, being the BMF championship in another multiverse where Charles Oliveira's contending for that title and what have you not with that. But Max Holloway is the second best lightweight with Arman Tsarukyan. Those two are by far the best two. Not even close. You need to make that matchup. I don't understand how that's not even a title fight. And Arman Tsarukyan was absolutely sick to his stomach. He tweeted out, let it make sense. And people are actually shaming him because he missed weight, or he was going to miss weight in Los Angeles earlier this January versus Islam, where Renato Moicano had to step in. Why does he get punished? He then became the backup for Ilya versus Charles, right? So he already got passed up by Charles Oliveira, who he already beat, by the way. He beat him 29-28 on UFC 300. He beat Charles Oliveira. He then has to wait his turn, be the replacement fighter for that. Then he has to fight Dan Hooker. Fights Dan Hooker, who's like ranked like 6 or 7, beats him, smokes him badly. Now he's saying that he wants to fight in January, where I really didn't believe he would be ready in January because he does cut a lot of weight and he's already had prior weight misses, especially the January one where everybody believed he was going to miss weight. Instead, he told the UFC, I tweaked my back. But again, Arman Tsarukyan has served his time. He served his punishment, right? He served his punishment. Why is he not fighting for a title? Why is he not fighting? He should be next in line. Now he has to wait till 2027. Who's he going to fight in the meantime? Because he's not going to wait a whole nother year. He just didn't fight for a whole year, right? I think his last fight was at UFC 300, which was in March 2024. And then he just fought recently in 2025. 2020. He just fought like last week or 2 weeks ago. So Arman Tsarukyan is getting just fucked over right now badly by the UFC, and it makes no sense. I mean, he has good following. He has he's funny. He's not really funny, but he says funny. He says serious shit that seems funny. Then he also is big on Instagram with the eating videos. He's doing a lot of things right and correct, while Justin Gaethje is fucking like what, playing golf and smoking weed, and then now he gets to deserve a title shot, barely beating people, only wants to fight strikers. Come on, that's fucking bullshit. It's terrible. Arman Tsarukyan deserves a lot better. You know he's the only person that could beat Ilia Topuria in that weight class. It's not even close. No one else has a chance of beating Ilia Topuria. Arman Tsarukyan has the best chance because of the wrestling and the grappling. But again, whatever. Next is Harrison and Nunes. People think that Harrison and Nunes is a bad fight. This is a good fight. And I know Ariel Helwani was really pissed off. He goes, this is a super fight. Why is the interim championship Gaethje versus Pimblett being the main event when no one really, it's not a real title fight? And obviously, come on, guys. We're not gonna have fucking Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. That thing does 10 buys on pay-per-view, right? ESPN Plus will be like, look at it, like, what the fuck are we having Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison? We're not gonna be doing this like it's the freaking dog days of the COVID, right? When we had Amanda Nunes versus like Felicia Spencer. We're not doing that. We're having Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison on the co-main event. I think that's fair to put them at the co-main event. This is going to be a good fight. Amanda Nunes coming back. She retired for some reason. I don't know why. Now she's back fighting Kayla Harrison. Former teammates at American Top Team. Amanda Nunes left the gym. She went to go open up her own gym. Kayla Harrison is now the star women's athlete at that gym. And now she's going to be defending her title versus the Lioness, the greatest woman fighter of all time. People believe that Weili Zhang versus Valentina Shevchenko was for that acclaim. No. Amanda Nunes just doesn't exist anymore. So this would be a very interesting fight. I actually like this fight. As a co-main event, that is fine. Okay, co-main event. Gaethje and Pimblett are definitely going to watch it. And it's not saying also that like Gaethje and Pimblett is like a bad fight. Like no one's going to watch it. It's going to be entertaining. It's just, this is not a main event fight. It's not a main event fight for a championship when you know they're not the best fighters in the division. They're not even the top 3 best fighters in the division, right? You could actually, they're not even the best four champ because you fought Charles Oliveira. They're not even the best 4 fighters in the division, right? You have Max, you have Oliveira, you have Topuria, and then you have Charles. So those 4 are definitely better than these 2 guys. So this is number 5 and 6 going at it right now. That's crazy to me. Next, O'Malley versus Song. Great matchup. O'Malley gets a striker. This is what he needed. He obviously wasn't going to get another grappler. I think he should have gotten a grappler, honestly. Why not get a grappler? Why not test yourself? Who's a grappler in that division? Let me see. UFC rankings. Why didn't he get a grappler? It makes no sense. They're gonna give JDM like Sean Brady. Might as well give this guy a grappler. Yeah, why is he not fighting? I guess Mario Batista and him train together, so they really can't fight him. Damn, there really is no grapplers, right? Umar, I guess Umar's a grappler, but you don't want to make that fight. That fight should be for a title. I mean, you know what they're doing. They're gonna do O'Malley versus Song. If O'Malley wins, they're gonna get him another title shot. If Petr Yan somehow beats Merab. But O'Malley versus Song is gonna be a great fight. Song is a marauder. He's the only person I believe that has a chance of beating Merab, only because he's athletic and quick twitch in the first round, and that's the only way you can beat Merab is if you stun him in the first round and beat him there. Because after in round 3, 4, 5, you have absolutely no chance of beating Merab. He's just too good. He's just too good. His cardio, he's literally just getting started while you're deteriorating, and that's how good Merab is. So Song is the only person I think that can that beat Marab, right? Basically. Next is Waldo versus Derek Lewis. Banger of a fight. This is a great fight right here. You have two heavyweights, one with decent power in Waldo, where he's on like a 3-fight knockout streak now. And before he used to be a decision king, when he's fighting like Jared Van Dare, he's a decision king. But when he fights Ante Delia, this guy becomes Francis Ngannou for a second. Now you have Derek Lewis, who's coming off a win against, who was it? Taliesin Teixeira was his last fight. Derek Lewis. Yeah, I think it was Taliesin Teixeira. Am I crazy, right? Yeah, Taliesin Teixeira. He's coming off a win. This is a good fight right here. You need Derek Lewis on a card like this because it just brings excitement. I mean, besides Gaethje and Pittman will talk a little bit. Song and O'Malley probably not going to talk. Well, Harrison Nunes probably not going to talk. Maybe just a little bit. They're going to banter. Harrison, the testosterone takes over her. But Lewis is always funny. Waldo has good banter as well. Next, the main card opener is Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. That's a fucking banger. That's a fucking banger. The thing is, there's no really main card or prelims or anything if you really think about it, because they're all on Paramount Plus. There's no more pay-per-view. But Allen versus Silva is a very good fight. Arnold Allen, once a touted prospect, but's been losing. Right, he lost to Evloev, lost to Max Holloway, so he's been losing. But Gene Silva's trying to bounce back. This is a great fight. I thought Gene Silva should be on this card. I mean, should not be on this card. Yeah, should be on this card. The first Paramount. He's just too fun to watch. He's exciting. He's an exceptionally good striker. His counters are nasty. His timing, his creativity is nasty. He just becomes overzealous sometimes and needs to work on the grappling. The grappling's kind of bad. But Arnold Allen, I mean, he was thinking about moving up because there was no title fights. I mean, there was no contenders for him to fight. And now I guess they gave him Gene Silva, which is a good fight. So you have to respect it. Next is Umar Nurmagomedov versus Figueiredo. Why? Umar Nurmagomedov's going to smash Figueiredo. Now he's going to ask for a title shot because he beats Figueiredo. Come on, man. Figueiredo was a huge underdog to Montel Jackson. I know he beat him, but he was a huge underdog to Montel Jackson. Now Umar's going to fight Deiveson Figueiredo, who's way too small for the division. Come on, that's a mismatch. Figueiredo, he hasn't looked the greatest moving up to 135. He's like a 50-50 fighter at 135, where he was just a berserker at 125. Like literally, like he was walking people down at 125. Grasso versus Namajunas. This is a good fight as well. I mean, there's going to be put all your money on 3-round decision, right? I mean, Grasso and Namajunas, a lot of angling out for Namajunas. Grasso's going to be in the pocket trying to box, use the jab, but this will be a good fight. I mean, what else is there really talk about with this? Okay, then let's go to Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. Oh my God. This is fucking terrible. Absolutely brutal. Like, what the fuck is the UFC doing? I know when Dana White stopped caring. I'm going to look this up. Dana White stopped caring. This guy stopped caring when this happened. I'll tell you right now what happened. He stopped caring when this shit happened. When Turki Al-Sheikh started holding hands with Dana White, this is when Dana White stopped caring about the UFC. He's like, I have no respect for myself, and I'm just going to do this shit. Because that's basically what happened. Because why is Dana White... First of all, it's funny because I'm Muslim. I come from a Muslim family, right? Islamic family. So this is like hilarious to me that this big boss man, Dana White, is succumbing to Islamic culture, like holding hands, a double cheek kiss, whatever, right? It's just hilarious to me. But again, Dana White, that's when he stopped caring about the UFC. That was literally the end of Dana White, the UFC right there. Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. Why are they fighting? I get it. Diego Lopes is an exciting fighter, but he got schooled. Volkanovski schooled him. Besides the 3 punches Diego Lopes landed and knocked him down once or twice, the fight was not even close. It was kind of brutal to watch. You saw Diego Lopes get tired. He was getting ragged. He was getting pinged with a jab by Volkanovski. Volkanovski was looking like Floyd Mayweather versus Juan Manuel Marquez, which is freaking just whiffing every single shot, slipping under everything, right? It was looking nasty. It's terrible. I mean, you have Lerone. The thing about Lerone Murphy is no one gives a fuck about Lerone Murphy. But Movsar Evloev should be fighting. And why did Movsar Evloev, Lerone Murphy post Movsar Evloev getting knocked out in training camp in sparring? That was crazy. That was actually insane. Why would he post that? That was actually insane. But Lerone Murphy, Diego Lopes should be behind. Realistically, he should be behind. First, I would say Movsar Evloev. He should be behind him. Why? Because Movsar Evloev already beat him. I know it's a short notice fight. It's like 3 years ago, but he has that win over him. Next, who should have fought? He should have fought um uh Lerone Murphy. Third, Aljamain Sterling. Why are these guys not fighting for a title? And why is Diego Lopes fighting for the title? Obviously, because they need a Mexican champion. That's literally what it is. And this guy, I guess, he's like a Brazilian Mexican. So this is basically they need him. Believe, dream, believe, and make it happen. That's his tattoo right there. That's what we need from Diego Lopes, right? We need him to dream, believe, and make it happen. And maybe he'll win the title versus Volkanovski, who said he's retiring. I mean, what a terrible way to retire. Why would you not beat the guy that has given problems to the whole division, Movsar Evloev? That makes way more sense to me. Pass the baton to him because he deserves it, right? Not freaking Diego Lopes, who already lost, and then Gene Silva. He mounted Gene Silva, couldn't finish him in the first round. Gene Silva mounted a good comeback, stinging Diego Lopes hard on the feet, and Diego Lopes landed a spinning elbow and basically TKO'd Gene Silva. But Diego, this fight is not warranted. This fight shouldn't happen. Honestly, I don't believe in it. Why is Volkanovski fighting Lopes? I guess it's because it's in Sydney, Australia, but it makes no sense to me. Well, that's basically it. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you guys understand my perspective on the news. Like and subscribe. Thank you.